Hi guys, this is Mr. Baragon. How are we doing? We're looking today at a different kind of activity. I call this the Artist Studio. We've learned a lot about equations in this semester, so a lot of what we're doing is review. So in this activity, I need you to open this link to the graph, and if you notice here, we have a equation. Um, X minus h to the second power plus y minus k to the second power equals r to the second power. And then I have these three little scrolls here. I can move it back and forth, and we're gonna get started. But more importantly, what I want you guys to notice is this is a circle, right? So this is actually the equation to a circle. But before you do anything, I need you guys to sign in. So sign in and go ahead and sign in with Google. If you're like me, I have different accounts. So use we the one that you use for school, LAUSD, sign in with that one. You guys are going to save. You guys are going to save it. Okay, so make sure you guys click save. Okay. When you save it, that means you guys have a copy. Because later on, when you turn this assignment in, you guys are going to have to make sure that you are sending me the graph and the graph that you guys are making. Okay, so let's play around with this a little bit. Okay, so h is this one. So h, if h was 0, right, the equation would be the circle would be right here. So what happens if a h is 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5? What's happening to the circle? Okay, you guys notice this, right? It's actually moving to the right. Let me start again in 0. If I make it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or any of these other numbers, it moves it to the right, right? If I go the opposite way, if I'm going negative, where is it going? It's going to the left, right? So it is telling us that h is giving us it's indicating what happens to the circle moving left moving to the right if it's positive and going left if it's negative, right? Because normally what we do have is we have h is equal to 0. So that's actually in the equation. That equation is usually not there. So normally when we write this equation, you write it this way: x to the x squared plus y squared equals r squared. R, we're gonna see what it does, okay? But in this one, it's a little different, right? Because we're giving it a value, right? So it would change where the circle goes. What about k? What about if k is positive? What's happening to it? Oh, there it goes, right? It starts moving up, right? What do you guys think is gonna happen if k is negative? So what happens if it goes down, right? So if I would put a negative number into this equation, right? Because there's already a negative there, then I would make it would actually be a positive value, right? So I want you guys to notice that, okay? So if I go to the right, if I can make it positive, k goes up. The circle goes up. If k is negative, it goes down, okay? So I want you guys to understand this because I need you guys to understand how this equation is affecting the circle. Normally it's here at 0, 0. So let's look at the last one. Okay, what about if r is equal to 10? We would have uh, each of the points touching 10, 10, negative 10, and negative 10. So what do you guys think if I make it smaller? What's going to happen? Oh, what do you notice, you guys? The circle is doing what? Is going to get smaller, right? Until basically it becomes 0, a single point. But it's 1, 2. So this is your radius, right? It's telling us the radius of the circle. How big? How from 0 to the any point outside? It's exactly 10 units. 10 units away from the circle. Okay, you guys. On the second part, I'm gonna explain what we're gonna do with this equation and why we wanted to review this equation for the circle. Make sure you guys look at part 2. We'll be going over it in a second.